Good morning, guys. I'm going to visit my old bee cavity. Normally, now is the time that we do hunting bees, but you can't observe the yagi, the super typhoon, destroy all the thing in the forest. You can see the scene of the tree broken everywhere. Wow. And maybe I think maybe the forest need around 10 or 15 years to recover. That's a bad thing. And I intend to see some of my old bee cavity to see whether it yes yeah some of bees stay there or not, and if the bee stays there, I will see whether it has honey or not, and if has there much honey, we will go to hunting bee someday later. There's no tree, so there's no flower too. And the flower is a sort of honey. Okay, now follow me, please. The part is very bushy of the tree falling down. And here, that's a typical scene of the destroys of the super typhoon. Normally, before there was winds and trees cover everywhere, and you cannot see the rock, but now as you can see there, the wind and the trees were broken and flown away. Now you can see the rock cliff very clearly. It's terrible. It has been 3 months since the super typhoon ravaged here, but the consequence still remain. You know, normally before we can ride bicycle as a motorbike to go on this path easily, but now everything looks a mess. I don't know where to go now. Maybe I have to crawl. That's much stream. There are some water left. I have to go on the broken tree to pass this stream. This is an old bee cavity. I have taken honey from it many times, and I first time discovered it 5 years ago, and since I took much honey from it, and in the first day of the previous bee season, maybe 6 months ago, when I revisited it, I saw a swarm of bees was staying in this. But now, because of the rain, of the water leaking up from up down here, and maybe there's no flower now because of the destroys of the super typhoon, and the swarm of bee abandoned its house, come to a larger place. Not very lucky today. Okay, now I will come to another cavity over there, not very far from here. And at the time I saw a swarm of bees stay here. It's also there was a swarm of bees staying in this cavity, but now I don't know the swarm of bee is still staying there or not, and that's the reason now I have to come. That cavity is here. Normally, if the bee are staying in, I can hear the sound of them flying, but this time not. I think ít mật lắm. Để một thời gian nữa xem nếu mà nó có thì mới khai thác. Nó muỗi kia rồi. Đây ở bên đồn dịch ra một chỉ trụ. Here it is. I show you there are come inside. Okay. They didn't stay here for a long time. Here is the comb, rotten. Normally, you know, the OB cavity is that something like this. The first time we discover it, staying in, we will chisel or drill to chisel a hole like this, just enough, big enough to put our hand into this to take the comb out. Like this, okay. And then after taking on the comb out, we just put the smoke like this into this at the entrance. Before it was very small like this, just around 2 centimeter or 1 centimeter wide. And well, and then the late season, when they come to finding a new place to stay, they will come here to make the comb. You will smell it, the wax, and they come here to make, and then we revisit and take the honey again. That is the way of keeping the bee alive and develop to make more honey for us. Okay. You can see that hunting honey is hard work, very hard job, but there's no other choice because it helps us to earn a living, for making money, to for ourselves and for our family. And if there are some on still need honey, we still do it. I'm coming to revisit another cavity. This is there. And do you remember the nó chui trong cái gốc cây kìa. Đấy, đi làm rất là đông này. The sun is stay in this tree hole. Now they are not here. Very big hole. And at that time I can see it's gone here. They going to in and out here too. 3 hole. This and this. Exactly. It is not very lucky today. 3 OB cavity with nothing inside. I think this maybe they didn't stay in this hole because of the flood. Because a super typhoon with heavy rain make this area flood this area. Sometimes in the place where I am sitting, maybe 1.5 meters, maybe sometimes 2 meters of water here. That's the reason why they didn't stay here anymore. Okay, now I think I start coming home, and maybe I choose another job to do to earn a living until the lecture be honey season. And my video so here. Thank you for taking time watching, and remember like and subscribe to support me please.